And welcome everybody to Gandia, Spain. This is the Predator Spanish Open. Our next match for today is a really good matchup between Jasmin OUSCHAN from Austria and Pia FILLER from Germany. It's a really interesting matchup to have in the first round. But it will definitely be a good one. In the commentary booth for this match is myself, Tim de Ruiter. I will be joined by my good friend and colleague George Teachea, who's currently making sure his equipment is working. He had a little bit of a problem there, so we will be joined by him. I cannot wait, but for now you will have to settle for myself. So we are playing a race to 6, alternating the breaks per 2. 10 ball, call shot, and Jasmine breaking the balls and has not managed to make a ball on the break. Nice square hit. Very different format than we have seen in the last 8 days. In the Pro Billiard Series events, the referees hand drag the balls, to where in the EuroTour they're still using the tapping the tables. There's a little bit of a template to tap the table for the balls, and they show up tighter. But still no luck, and the first opportunity for Pia. Yeah, still, it's quite a scrappy layout. She missed the 1 ball, but imagine how to get on the 4 ball is the big deal. Oh, interesting to see that Jasmin chose to play that with inside spin. Outside spin would have been nicer for shape on the 2, but with the 1 ball being so close to the rail, probably the aiming got a little tough. So we will see a safety behind a big cluster of balls, 6 of them. Should say, if you bring the cue ball to this side of the cluster, I don't think there was a way to not get the safety. Jump cue could be coming out though. Has not chosen to go for the jump and pushed the 3 ball over to the right long rail, which, I mean, the 4 has opened up slightly better, but I still don't think it's a very favorable position. I'm not too sure what exactly happened there. Maybe just making sure that there was no contact on the 2, yes or no. Well, and also these players have definitely played against each other quite numerous of times, so there can be a lot more than just playing pool between the 2 of them, and I'm not meaning that in a bad way, but sometimes you feel like playing a friend or someone you have played very often can feel either really comfortable or really scrappy. Just wondering, she could maybe go 3 rails forward. Needs the cue ball to go a little further. Might still up to play safety behind the 7-9, as the angle coming off the pot in the side pocket might run into the 9. And that's what she's chosen. And this is one of the reasons why I think Jasmine plays on such a high level, is she really takes care of the cue ball. She tucked Pia somewhere where she really doesn't want to be. I would say maybe the only kick there is 2 rails. Bottom short rail, right long rail, or what she's looking at, kicking the 9 together with the 7-8, trying to tie things up. The bad news though, Pia will be on 2 fouls. Jasmine could be gluing the cue ball behind the 10. She has not chosen to do so. So will she be playing shape for a safety on the 7 ball behind the 8-9 for a possible 3 foul? Still has to get to the bottom of the 7 though. So that means straight draw from the 6 ball to try and get underneath the 7. If she draws too far, it might already become quite scrappy. Needs to draw back near the wrecking spot. I think she's absolutely hit it perfect. She might even be able to play it in the side pocket, but quite sure the safety will be played. Yeah, now the right long rail not available. Can Pia still go over the left long rail? Her best option, yes indeed, might be going over the bottom short rail 2 rail kick. I mean, at this point you're also to where if you miss the ball you lose on 3 fouls, but if you hit the ball and you leave the 7 over the corner, the run out is now available. It's a bit of a trap. Good hit. Does she get somewhat of an outcome? Maybe a little bit. Oh, she tried to do a lot on the cue ball there. Missed the 7 by quite a bit. Nothing to really go offensive on for Pia, I believe. Unless she... No, I don't think the cross-side bank is on the 8. Or at least it feels like the 9 does play a bit in between, but might just go by if she wants to go aggressive. Doesn't look like it. But I'm not sure if she's gonna like what's coming next, because Jasmine could... She could only focus on the cue ball behind the 9, or she can just push the 8 up table near the 10. Pia will be looking at a long shot or a hook. Yeah, good shot. Yeah, the women EuroTour with 58 players. Stacked field. Of course, we had the Little Monster women's event last week, so a lot of top players have stayed to play in the EuroTour. Which, I mean, if you're there already, why would you not play? But it will be interesting. I don't think we've had such a mixed field in a EuroTour before. Well, we've seen occasionally some players join, but in this case, from China, Han Yu is there. Pai Chun Tsai from Chinese Taipei. There's actually 3 Chinese Taipei players involved. Xing Yuhang, former world junior champion. Shasha Lu from China. Soledad Ayala from Argentina. So there's quite an interesting numerous of players that usually would not participate in the Women's EuroTour. And the first rack goes to Yasmin Ushan. 12-minute rack, if you think about it, quite long. But the people that are looking at this first rack, and they have, if you have a little bit of knowledge, you would understand that that cluster on the left side really made this rack slow. I don't think it's gonna be taking so long overall, because at some point they're gonna have open positions after the break. So a bit of a coincidence that it had to be the first rack. Yasmin will be breaking her second break. And I do believe that my good friend and commentator George Sayachea is ready to join. Let's see if we can get him inside.
Hello, Tim. Can you hear me?
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome. I guess I got the green flag. But that was a long first match. That cluster, like you just described, just took care of everything. And again, another cluster on the same side.
Well, I gotta say, this time it's already looking a lot better than the last rack. But still nothing to work with.
No opening shot. Probably a push out, as you well know. What a matchup for the first round, huh? You have the two-time.
I was quite surprised.
Yeah. You have Jasmine Ocean, who won the Estonian and the Italian EuroTour. And then, of course, Pia FILLER, who won the Austrian EuroTour. But Jasmine defeated Pia in the Estonian EuroTour. And Pia was runner-up. Well, this has opened up pretty nicely for Pia.
Yeah, the push from Jasmine was moving the 3-ball over and actually blocked the side on the 2-ball. Maybe not the most ideal push. So indeed a chance for Pia. She might have to play for the 3-ball in the bottom right or in the right center. Not sure if she can stun the cue ball without touching the 6.
Oh, look how nice she got on that 3. Do you see any problems here, Tim? Maybe going from the 8 to the 9?
Yeah, that's definitely one of the struggles this rack. Sure, she could play for the 9 in the bottom left, but it really depends on the overall shapes. Maybe the 5 to the 6 ball, as she will be playing the 4 into the corner, which I wasn't expecting really. So it might be a little bit of a build-up of getting the wrong angles and landing funny a bit.
Yeah, I think if she gets the correct angle on the 8, she can get on the 9 ball real nice, for either of the 2 long corner pockets. Let's see how she handles this. There's a lot of options here that she has. A lot depends on where she gets for the 7. What a tournament we have here in Spain.
Yeah, so it was the shape from the 5 to the 6 that could have landed maybe a bit funny, but I think she's landed really nice. Don't think she will have to play low right. She could even cross over, stay on this side of the table. So overall, looking good for a run out.
Oh, except for that piece of the puzzle. She just overcut that ball a little bit and left it out of the pocket.
Yeah, surprising miss there, George. Actually, I thought she had prime shape, but maybe her bringing the cue ball to the top side, maybe that is the reason. I guess we'll never know.
She was just making sure she avoided the side pocket with the cue ball, I think, going across for the 7, and at the same time trying to get the correct angle to get to the cue ball close to where it is now so she can get on the 9 real nicely. Oh, I'm surprised Jasmine went for that. She had such a nice safety. She had just a roll-up safety on that.
She was playing inside spin to make the cut a little easier, but I don't think it was really going to help her to get on the 7 ball. So, yeah, a bit surprising, the shots that are happening actually at the moment. Safety coming up. There's no combination laying.
She going to get a... Yes, she did. Nicely done. Let's see how creative Jasmine can get here. She might be able to just barely thin the 3 and get behind the 10 ball. Or leave this kind of, 9 feet in between. That's a nice shot. This is tough. This is a tough place to be for Pia.
Yeah, maybe a double kiss. Or beat the kiss. Try to roll up on the 9.
Oh, or bump the 9 and use it. Again, does she have a slight edge?
Yeah, I would say so from the angles we are getting from the production team. Distance coming up. If she has an edge, she could bring the 6 above the 9. Cue ball down table. Oh, she's got it thick. And she's got a major roll.
Yeah, to leave that behind the 7 is very fortunate.
Yeah, just surprised. I know she was going to try and play with a lot of inside spin, the safety, the thin contact. But she hit it real thick.
She has a nice 2-railer to go at the 6 ball. Underneath the 10.
The 1 rail was really not there also.
Yeah, neither was that shot. That was so close. The 9 ball was just so big there. But she tried to go rail first, which means she could have just barely hit it to get a shot. Good attempt, but Jasmine with ball in hand and 5 balls left. Well, we had a 58 players here for this tournament, 64 allowed. 3,200 first prize. It's a race to 6, as you already mentioned, Tim. Thought I'd just remind the fans as Jasmine works her way through these last 2 balls. In the final, in the quarterfinals, it will be a race to 10 to close out the tournament. And as you mentioned, it is alternate breaks every 2 racks. We just saw Jasmine breaks, and she won both games. And it's Pia's turn. And there you see Dennis Grabe on the other table, who just had a great second runner-up finish in this last tournament.
Well, Spitsky, a former EuroTour winner. So that's definitely a great matchup to watch with a little bit of a side eye, because you're not supposed to leave this table, right, George?
That's correct. We don't want anybody to leave. Well, who would leave this match? Pia, Filler, and Jasmine Ocean?
Yeah.
If you like watching the ladies, this is a match to watch. Jasmine with, 65 titles. She has, in 2025 alone, she won the Estonian EuroTour, the Italian EuroTour. She won the Women's World 8-ball. She has 5 titles for 2025, and she has countless EuroTour and WPBA championships, where she's ranked 15th. Surprising enough, though, Pia Filler is ranked number 2 in the WPBA. But I couldn't find any matches that they've played against each other this year. Jasmine a 759 Fargo and Pia Filler a 721. So they're very close in every way. And both having a great 2025. And for 2025, we still have one big tournament left in Jacksonville, Florida coming up. The 16th through the... Is it the 16th through the 21st? Yes. Of December. She's tied up the... Well, he hasn't tied up the 8-9. Again, ball in hand for Jasmine. This is the 3rd time in 2 games. In 3 games.
Yeah, and I don't think the 8-9 is really a threat either.
No, not at all. I thought she had tied it up at first, but then the 8-ball just kind of rolled over and made that combination unmissable.
Yeah, so just gotta make sure she has the correct angle on the 3 ball to cross over for the 4. I think that's mainly key shot. As you can see, 5, 6, 7. You've got a pretty big area to land on those. So this top right spin. Oh.
She nibbled the 7-ball and paid the price.
Yeah.
I kind of like her thinning the 3-ball, trying to get it underneath the 10 and bringing the cue ball 2 rails up by the 4. It's a very thin hit.
The only problem, I don't think the 3-ball might track under the 10 because it's laying quite high. So maybe just 2 rails above the 7, that's it. Or even just to land the 7 in between. Yeah, she didn't have too many options there, I felt like.
Well, she's left a kind of a bank, but position on the 4 is very, very difficult. She's got a bank to the side pocket, but I don't think position's available from that shot. Going with a safety using the 10-5, and she found one of them.
Well,
that was a very, very nice shot.
The 9 does make the pocket a bit bigger, though. Well, she did bring the jump cube, but eventually went for the kick. And look at this, it's like a unmissable 8-9 combinations laying there. So 3-8-9. But you gotta play shape, though. I mean, you don't want to tie the 3 and the 8 together and not land on another shot.
This lays pretty good. I think the 3-ball stays there and the 8-ball moves a little bit, giving her a shot on the 3. Yeah, like that.
Yeah, it's always so easy to hit that a bit too thick or too thin and now suddenly not have a shape. But indeed,
yeah,
she's played it well and now back on track. I think if Pia can get that first rack on the board, I think she'll loosen up a bit. She doesn't have that much rhythm around the table yet. Usually comes during the match.
Yeah, well, these 6 balls that she has left will give her some nice, comfortable time at the table. To improve on that stride you just mentioned. And you guys have been very busy with the pool championships on the Euro pool championships here in Spain, and some great tournaments. Pia actually this year has Euro championships in 9-ball, 10-ball, and 14-1. So she's been pretty active. And now this side pocket on this arc table is rather stingy. But from this far away makes still rather available.
Yeah, nicely played to the outside of the pocket. But how straight did she land? Is it to where she might have to stop the cue ball there and take the cut on the 10? Or will she have to precisely draw it back?
From this angle, it looks like she can bring it back to where she's at or a little bit past it and have a nice angle for the 10. Yeah, like this right there.
Yeah, she did have a small angle, so she's gonna get one on the board. It's on her 2 breaks as well, so I would say she needs to step it up, especially now it's her break. So 2-1.
Well, 2-1, and she had 6 balls or 7 balls there to gain some comfort on the table in this match. So I think we'll be able to say welcome back, Pia. And they're both in it now. Especially if she can pull this win here. this game to tie it up at 2, because it's a short race. The race is a 6. Well, nothing down, but no real available shot other than the safety. Unless she wants to get froggy and bank the 1 ball to the right-hand corner pocket.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we actually mentioned this, but we are using the break box, as you can see. 2 stripes in the kitchen. So the cue ball has to be placed outside of the break box, just to prevent the, well, stop shots from the center. Technically that's pool player language, I would say. I mean, nothing more frustrating than you're trying to hit him as hard as you can and your opponent tapping the ball and making 2 in the side.
Well, that 1 ball came up a little too far, so I think Pia has a shot on it. I don't know if she can make it. Might be able to cut it to the side.
Oh, doesn't want to go behind the 4.
Oh, which she did. She went with the inside English there, Tim, and I thought maybe either run into the 5 or into the 10, and the chances of getting a shot on the 2 were much better. Although it was just a speed. And she hits it with better speed, and she has the 2 on the side or this lower corner pocket. Well, Jasmine with the first real opportunity here.
Yeah, we'll have to play the bump into the 8 to be on the 3 ball. Just like that. And not out of the woods after. The 6 to the 7 is tricky. 7 to the 8, even though she's pushed the 8 a little closer, is not a guaranteed. And then back to the 9, so maybe potting wise not the most difficult layout, but we'll have to play an excellent cue ball to work this out.
Yes, sometimes just staying with the program and running balls can play tough. Everything's available, you just have execution. Keep the nerves out of it. This shot here will tell us if she's going to get out or not. How she gets on the 7 ball. Just stun right over to the right, Tim, and take the long shot to the corner.
Yes, you just don't want to land with that funny angle to where if you go forward you have to touch the 9. But she stayed on the angle towards the right long rail. Now, I kind of like to shoot the 8 in the bottom left. It's easy to get the angle to go back up table. Not too much traveling, you're staying close to your work. Oh, she's got the wrong angle, George.
She's going to have to run around the bottom left-hand corner of this pocket with inside English and go 2 rails for the 9 in the side. It's a much larger landing area than trying to get by the side pocket to play the 9 ball in the opposite corner. There you go. Has to play it to the side.
And it's a bit longer on the 10.
Good thing she had a line shape on that as she was coming off the rail in line for the position. And in it goes. And Jasmine does capitalize on Pia's second break and now leads 3-1. Good view of the arena here in Gandia on the shores of the Mediterranean there, close to the Straits of Gibraltar. Beautiful, beautiful area in the south of Spain. I've been to the south of Spain once, Tim. Have you been there? Beautiful place.
I am not sure, actually. I have visited Spain a couple times, but my geography is not that great. No, I don't think I've been going too south of it. No.
Yeah, I was down there in, gosh, years ago. My son did a 6 exchange student there in Granada, which is just south of where they are right now, southwest of where they are, and that was in 2003 or 4. And then I was there again in 2013, but I was in the north of Spain. Beautiful, beautiful country. The food is so good, along with their wines. And I listened to a little bit of the commentary yesterday from, or a couple days ago, from Mark White, and with his little Spanish facts, and reminded me that from the air, Spain looks the grounds look very manicured from olive fields, olive trees, and Spain produces 45% of the world's olive oil. And it's just such a nice area, such a nice opportunity for these players. Look at this 3-9 combo now. Looks pretty on. Just a little draw. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That was the 5 ball. Thank you, Tim.
Yeah, I was just going to say,
the 5 ball was the
not
3. I'm sorry.
Well,
sorry, folks.
Little thing, too, is that Jasmine now has a 2-game window. She is breaking these 2 racks. So she stole actually one on Pia's break. And, Pia has to be careful not to fall down too much, which is always the case. But with alternate break, imagine Jasmine starting to break and make a couple balls.
I'm not sure that she can get the cue ball past that 5 ball. That might clip the 5 coming off the rail. So you might have to go across the table and back.
She is not sure about it either.
Yeah.
This might be her only try actually to get close. But I see what you're saying.
Oh, she got
She
by.
was able to hit it though. But look at
But,
this.
oh, not good for Pia. You know, it seems to me Jasmine has really found her stride and her cue ball this year. That she is on that cue ball so well.
Yeah, well, don't forget, she has had quite some table time. She's played the Little Monster mixed doubles event with Albin, losing the semi-final, I believe it was. And then she's finished in the semi-final of the Women's Open. So she's played plenty. She has a day of rest yesterday, some practice. So well, I'm not going to say she should be dialed in on the equipment and the stroke, but I can imagine that she's starting to feel very comfortable and knowing what the cue ball is going to do. That feeling on the cue ball is huge.
Exactly. Well, she's had the two EuroTour wins. Then she also had the Women's World 8-Ball Championship, which was all on these. I don't believe the 8-Ball Championship was on the arc tables, but all the others were on the arc tables. Quarterfinalist in the Austrian Open, and like you said, semifinalist in the international and the mixed doubles. Quarterfinalist in the Saigon's Women Open. She's had a very successful year. And does take her first break. Now she gets to break again to get on the hill and lead 5-1 against Pia. More importantly, she's had ball in hand, I think 4 times so far this match, and then Pia's last shot left her pretty much out on that rack. So she's controlled. She's been in control of this match.
Well, Pia taking her time out, definitely a good moment to do so.
Mm-hmm.
With Jasmine still having her second break. I think it's a very interesting thing to, well, definitely put your opponent in the chair when they have the break. Because then they get maybe cold in the chair. They might scratch off the break, and now you can catch them on it. So I think the timing is right. We'll just have to see if Jasmine really gets affected by it.
Well, so far this year, in their tournament results, according to AZ Billiards, Pia Filler has won $69,486, and Jasmine has won $88,336. So they're $20,000 difference. But both having a good year. And traveling quite a bit.
Well, in the meantime, looking at the other table, Spitsky 4-2 leading at the table, possibly extending his lead to 5. Now the race over there is a race to 8, so they have slightly more time to make a comeback happen. And Pia back to the arena, so we will see if that timeout has affected Yasmin in any way.
Well, Pia had to try something from the chair, and to put your opponent on ice for a little bit is something. Oh, there's the ball with nothing on the 1. Let's see where she chooses to push. This will be interesting because I think she might be able to pocket the 9 ball with a carom, maybe. Probably be better off playing safe though. This rack's pretty open.
Well, has she... I was gonna say, did she just push to leave that carom on the 9?
Well, as we look at it now, yeah, it's close, but I don't think she can make it.
Well, some left spin on the cue ball, hitting the 1 ball thin. But maybe that's the catch. You know, Jasmine wants Pia to spend all her time checking for this carom to then rush the safety maybe, because I think the best shot is to play the 1 ball to the left of the 9, try to get the 9 ball in between.
I actually like going off the right side of the 1, 2 rails up by the A3. That way you have the 8 and the 6 that come into play to block the 1. She's done it very, very well. Wow. That's better than expected. She got behind the 3 in a little 3-inch landing area. Jeez, what a good shot.
Yeah, it will be interesting actually how she's looking at going 1 rail. Could leave a hook if she goes soft into it, leaving the 5 in between. Yeah.
That is a very tough angle for that 1 railer. Well, she had a rack like this in her the rack before the last, and she completed the run. So let's see what she does with this one. This is pretty simple if you just stay in the middle of the table, close to the middle of the table. It's a great opening match for Jasmine.
Yeah, she's definitely playing strong. And I think overall, just on her experience in defense, I think that's where she's making a huge difference.
I think the difference I see in Jasmine this year compared to past is her comfort at the table. She just looks more comfortable. Wow. She has fine-tuned her game, Tim. It's always been tuned,
definitely.
but she's fine-tuned it.
She's now 4 balls away from getting on the hill first, and things are looking ominous for Pia. And I don't really feel like Pia is playing bad either. It's just a couple kicks and Jasmine's been running out.
Well, it's been a couple of kicks that she missed, but more than anything, I think it's been the safeties that Jasmine has played. Because, oh, that one slid in. Wasn't too sure about that one. This is a kind of a shot that if you hit it, when you hit it soft, it has a tendency, small tendency to stay out to the right side of the pocket. You have to make sure you cut this ball. She's gonna try to hold it with speed. Perfect. Wow.
Yeah, great performance from Jasmine, who needs this 10 ball to get on the hill first.
Well, 5-1 now with Pia having the next 2 breaks. And she needs them both because she can't afford to lose a game. And even if she's able to complete these 2 breaks and get wins out of them, she gets to 3, and Jasmine has 2 breaks to close out the match before Pia comes back to the table to break. She needs them all.
Nice square hit. Nothing gonna drop. Well, there's always an offensive shot, but nothing clear on the eye at this point. But the safety, she could go 2 ways. She could bring the cue ball behind the 3 ball or even under the 5-6. She's got plenty of choices.
She's going to go right by that 8 ball, I believe. Just kind of thin on the right side and slide over, use all 5 of those balls to get behind.
And then under the 8. There. Yeah.
Yeah.
Close to the 8 too. Difficult to jump. She's able to jump it, but she might feel like I want to jump because she's kind of done kicking wise.
And there's Pia with a matching break and jump cue from Predator. Both players Predator sponsored, playing with some of the best equipment in the world. On some of the best equipment in the world on that Predator arc table. Nice hit.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to see another safety, as I don't think the 1 ball goes to the bottom right. It's laying a little bit strange. Even if it goes to the bottom right, it's also not easy to get on the 2 ball. She might be banking the 1 ball 2 rails down table, following the cue ball. Yes. I was gonna say if she tucks this behind the 8, that would be killing.
And demoralizing. Well, now Pia with the opportunity to put Jasmine in a little bit of trouble this game. Oh, look at this. I thought she was going to hit the 5 ball full there and just stick her behind the 6.
Yeah, that would have been nicer because Jasmine now has the escape over the top side. And the top side most likely is going to give her a good result too. There's 5 balls to land behind. Any of the balls in between, yeah, she's got it.
See, and this has been the problem this whole match for Pia is when she comes to the table, she hasn't seen open shots. She has seen shots like this. The entire match has been this way. Oh, not quite. If that 5 goes by the 8, this table's completely runnable.
Yeah, now a chance to close it out. And possibly, I mean, if the 5 goes to the bottom left, it's all up for grabs.
See if she plays that 4 ball for the side. No, she didn't quite get there for the side, did she?
It's close. It's a bit strange though. She will have to move the cue ball a lot now too.
She could just...
Well,
looks like she may be
still
able to just... Go ahead, Tim.
I think she still got it. Like she was aiming to still cut this. Can she run the cue ball into the 8? 1 reel.
I'm thinking she can just try to bank the 4 ball past the 5 and roll the cue ball onto the 6 off the rail. No, she's just going to play safety all the way underneath it on this side. I don't think she covered up the ball completely. If not, it's a good jump.
Well, would you like to jump, make a full hit, and try to bank it to the bottom right? And hopefully get like the 6 or the 5 in between?
Well, actually, if she jumps and if she's trying to make it in the upper right-hand corner, she could scratch on the side with a jump shot. See, that was in the air, so.
And that 4 ball is going to dress up.
Yep, yes. Sure did.
But now does the 5 go to the bottom left?
You know something? It's real tight. It's very tight.
Oh, she's looking at maybe playing the 5 to the center.
Yeah, that's your answer. To the center or to the upper corner. Oh, look how nice she's hit this ball to get on this 3. My gosh, Jasmine. Playing so solid this match. Now, does the 6 ball go by the 8? Is the question. Or can she hold it for a different pocket?
Oh, she's missed one. And did she?
That's it.
I think she might have gotten lucky there. I think she might have left the jump. Yeah. Well, she's going to kick at it, but I'm saying the 10 is in between.
She's going to kick it to the middle of the head rail, hopefully. No. Oh, trouble, 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 Pia.
Yeah, I mean,
Again.
I'm quite sure most of the viewers were expecting this to happen. It's just laying like that. Jasmine missing the 5, hooking Pia, kicks at it, and what is she giving Jasmine? Well, a very high percentage roll-up safety. It's just how things have been going.
Even when she completes the kick, exactly. I kind of alluded to that earlier, in that, you know, when she has nothing but kick shots, and when she hits them, she leaves them, and when she doesn't, Jasmine gets ball in hand. It's been tough. Pia has had much better days, but Jasmine hasn't played much better than this, I'll tell you. This is a very solid performance by her.
Well, she has the natural angle to drop on the 6 indeed. Oh, she's played it with a lot of left though, and I think I was gonna play for the short side. Interesting.
Well, prior to the last 2 shots where Jasmine missed, I don't think she's missed a ball this match. And now in her last 2 turns, she's missed.
Oh, is it bassy enough? I don't think so.
No.
Well, that's the risk when you're trying to catch that 5 ball thin. It's so easy to undercut or overcut, so it's difficult to run that cue ball perfectly in between the 10-6 on command. Now cue ball behind the 8.
I think so.
Nope. And oh, Jasmine might be no. Okay, I was gonna say if she has another look on the 6, then it's gonna be disastrous for Pia. Now at least the kick is gone. I like the jump. She's okay. She's kicking over the top. I'm a bit surprised. The jump is difficult with where the 10 is laying, but you could land on the 6.
Is she coming 2 rails, or she's coming 2 rails at it?
And just barely missed it.
Wow.
Well, I'm glad you and I are thinking the same thing.
Now here's an opportunity for Pia. She has to win this game, and then of course we'll get to break one more time. But this is how comebacks get started. One of the things to think about when you're in the chair is, I might be down 5-1, but I can come back just like she got up.
I like that. Well, she's landed straight on the 9, so 2 stop shots for 5-2. I do believe it's Jasmine breaking right now, or is it Pia breaking?
Pia breaking. Pia will
Pia
have 2
breaking.
breaks.
Well, this is one of
more
hers.
break, excuse me.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is one of her breaks.
Well, that means the best she could do from this position is 5-3, and then, well, I'm not gonna say praying, but she will definitely need some breathing space from Jasmine on her 2 breaks.
Well, the way they've been breaking, neither player has had a break and run. So it's just a matter of beating that wall of balls. They've both left a wall of balls on the left side of the table because they're both breaking from the left side. So now it's getting to that left side first and controlling the table. Ball on the break is very important here. Big safety opportunity at the bottom left-hand of this table, right where Jasmine's standing now. If she can get the cue ball there. The 10 ball plays big in stopping that.
Well, the cover is guaranteed. Or is it?
No, it looks like she gave it up.
6 balls down table, and she found a window.
Well, that 3 ball is so tough to get on. You have to get on it for a safety. Unless there's room to go by that 6. I don't think there is there, Tim? It has to be.
There's not much.
She has to leave the cue ball right on the rail.
Yeah, and then also you're with the slightest of angles. I don't think you can get the cue ball out to go to the 4, except for going forward.
Exactly.
So it's a scrappy spot to be in. She has to play this though.
I kind of like coming off the long rail to the right of the 2 ball and coming into the 7 with the cue ball. Even if you don't get shape, you have a piece of the 3 to hit to play a safe, and a high percentage safe. I don't like trying to get straight in on this ball, because that 4 ball is that the 4 ball at the top of the table? Yes, it is.
Yes.
Yeah, she's going to have to draw this. I think if she goes forward, she goes into the pocket. Not sure. She's coming back. Oh, she got by the 6, but kind of as expected. Has to play the safe to the bottom left-hand side of the table again, or send the 4 ball around. Is she going for this, Tim?
Well, it looks like it, but quite wild.
No,
No,
she's just coming down.
looked like the same aiming.
Look at
But
this. Ooh, she got there. What a nice shot by Pia.
well, real first is available. Oh, she's got it so full. And another chance for Pia.
Yeah, but see, this game looks like Pia has turned the tables. She is now making Jasmine kick at her opening shots. She needs this game desperately.
Oh, that's a bit high on the 6. She needed a lot more inside spin to get straighter. Now I can imagine she's playing another say. No, she's going aggressive, George.
She should go for this. She should play this ball to the corner pocket, I think, and bump the 9.
Well,
or just hold in the same place. Just don't get behind the 9. Don't come across. That's nice. There you go.
well, 1 to the tricky side then. The 7 ball. Or is she playing this in the top corner too? I'm not shooting this to the top corner.
I like the side pocket. It's a straight in shot and a stop shot.
Wow, she's played it very well indeed. A lot of pace into the side. Perfect on the 8. Slight comeback in the making. 5-3. But Jasmine will be breaking twice.
Well, after losing 3 games in a row in a race to 6, Pia FILLER has won 2 of her own to get to 5-3. But now Jasmine will be breaking twice.
Yeah, I think this is definitely where Pia should worry the most. If she can win the next 2, I would actually start to be more relaxed. If it actually happens to be 5 each, I would relax a lot more than in these 2 racks. Just because, you know, in the last break, Pia has the advantage.
Well, so far the break has not been an advantage for either player.
Well, it's just waiting for Jasmine to get a shape once. And can you imagine? I think she's made a ball in the break every time, just no future. So another safety.
Well, those clusters on that side of the table have been hampering the entire match. And that 2 ball is clustered. But it makes for a nice safety if you can hold it somehow. I think she should put the cue ball up against the 2. She tried.
Well, she might have the full ball behind the 7, which then it's already quite awkward.
Nice.
Oh, look at this cue ball. Oh, and it's gonna leak out. That was a great try. Had a big area actually with the spin, running spin on the long rail. Could have crawled behind the 5 or the 6, but she's called it just, yeah, well, an eeny meeny bit too full.
Looks like she can make this and run into the 2-ball if she chooses.
No, she's playing for the
gonna,
save. She wants to close out the match, George.
This is much smarter than trying to open it up and get a shot.
Well, if that 2-ball lands under the 10, the cue ball just, oh, it doesn't. Would have been nice to keep the 2 still under the 8. Pia still has the 1 rail kick. She's asking the referee to have a little look. Call the 10 just in case. Now, it is very possible that she's gonna catch the 8-ball first, and also just to leave something on. Looks a tad wide. Well, this is definitely a great opportunity for Jasmine. If she can put the cue ball on the top side of the 10, the 2-ball in between the 8-9. She's now looking the other side. I would love for the 2-ball to be in between there.
Maybe it's hard to hold it there, Tim. I like what she's doing here, especially if she gets in tight. Oh, yes. I like that a lot. 2-rail kick out of the right-hand corner.
She has left a chance to go over the bottom, which I was expecting her to block a couple more rails. It's still long though, and she still has to hit it perfect, Pia, so it's not easy by any means.
Nice hit, almost made the ball.
Yeah, and I still believe Jasmine left her off the hook there a bit.
Mm-hmm. Well, with the 8 there, Tim, how's the run out look? It'll go to the corner, the 8-ball will, to the upper corner, and position on the 9 if you get perfect on the 8. It also makes for a nice safety. And there's that.
Well, that's guaranteed a jump. No way I'm kicking this.
You don't like the 3-rail kick behind it, underneath the 4 there? Or is that the 5 on the right? Yeah, it's 5 on the right. And then you 3-rail kick it.
But you see, every time she seems to escape, and she leaves something on for Jasmine.
She sure did, with that double kiss. Again, though, the 8-ball saving everything from a run.
Now, I kind of like to just play down to the 8 and play either a good safety on the 8 ball, and if I land with a perfect angle on the 7, I could maybe open up or play the 8 in the top left. I was not a big fan of the safety she had to play on the 4 ball early on. Bit too difficult also to get the full hook.
Tim, here's something to think about. Would you consider getting on the 7 to open up the 8? Or go ahead and play position for the upper corner pocket?
Well, I like playing for the 7 in the right center. Give yourself an angle to drop down. If you land with enough angle, you could drop in between the 10 and the 8 with plenty of pace. If you land
Kind of what she's
straight,
done here. Yeah.
yeah, if you land straight, you can play safety on the 8. But she did not. She got the angle. She can technically go anywhere she would like. Just not to open up the 8-9. I think she might be a bit too straight to do that comfortably.
She's got the angle to go below the 8 here. She has to make sure to stay off the rail. Oh, she's opened it.
Played in between.
But
Oh.
I didn't like that at all. I actually like getting below it and playing the 8 ball to the upper corner.
Well, I would definitely try to play a shot where I'm guaranteed on having a look on the 8. Now, I like to go 3 rails on this. Like the 1 rail, I don't think you're going to be able to have a lot of luck.
Huh? Good job there. But Pia has her choice.
Oh.
She was all in. She was all in, but missed it on the pro side. And now she's left the bank shot. I think this is a two-way shot. She can go for the bank and put the cue ball over by the 9.
Yeah, but why would you? There's nothing you can play on the 9. Like, yeah, sure, you can play the safety, but it's not a shape to run out.
That's great point there, Tim. Great point.
Now, what is the shot to play? I mean, it's not like the answer is easy.
She could thin the right side of the 8 and bring the cue ball up 2 rails to the left of where she's standing, using the 9-10 to block it. If you leave the 8 ball on the rail, on the long rail, kind of like this. It's going to leak out, though.
Definitely. Yeah, but the thing is, you create the distance. Your opponent has to play a good shot on the 8. You can easily play this too firm 2 rails to not get on the 9 and hook yourself behind the 10. Like, there's a lot of bad things that could happen. Too short or too long. You're crossing your positional area. This would be impressive if Pia gets out here.
Well, actually, it's a good shot here. Making this ball and getting to the center of the table with the cue ball lies natural, and that gives her the position for the 9. Oh, but she's missed the ball.
Is she gonna leave this straight in?
Yes.
Ay.
Well, now it's all on this shot. Does she get position on the 10? She has to go back and forth. Or does she put a little draw on it and just nibble the 10 to set it up for the side pocket? Oh, she went back and forth.
Yes, so this 10 to make it to the winner's bracket. Pia will have to go through the one last side, the long route.
And the winner's bracket for Jasmine it is. Those two young ladies there will have a lot more to play in the future. Great game and control by Jasmine Ocean. A nice comeback by Pia FILLER to put herself in a position to really threaten the match. It just didn't work out at the end there. And we'll have a lot of pool coming up in the next 3 days for you here in Gandia, España. The ladies are out to the beach. This has been George Teechea and Tim de Reuter bringing you the live action in this 2025 Spanish Open EuroTour. Stay tuned.